Edo no be Lagos. The Oba of Benin has told President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Iyaloja cannot be allowed because in our culture, Oba is talking, Iyaloja is not political. So we will not allow anybody to bring Iyaloja to the Benin culture. The Oba of Benin has spoken. But then, the presidency, how do they go about it? Edo no be Lagos. Take your Iyaloja back to Lagos. Now, go and check on Twitter X and see many reactions. People are now having divergent opinion on this subject matter. Different people are bringing their own opinion. Now, you can see the Oba talking now. The Oba of Benin has spoken. And I'll allow you to hear what he said in his palace in Benin Kingdom. Now, in our place here, Edo no be Lagos. You will not allow anybody to impose Iyaloja on our people because it is not a political tool. Now, check yesterday's sorry matter on X, Twitter. The Igbo of Benin are telling President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that in our culture, this is not allowed. I will not allow somebody to bring Lagos culture or Yoruba culture to Benin, and this has caused different reactions from different parts of Nigeria. Because like I said, yes, we have one Nigeria, but every culture is not similar. The Igbos and Yorubas are not the same. Yorubas and Fulani are not the same. Fulani and Benin. So there are different cultures and different institutions in different regions or different states. So for the people of Benin, they have rejected anything called Iyaloja. And they have told President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Edo no be Lagos, so let him go back. But it's been said that Iyaloja had been inaugurated before they came to the palace. Now, how this will pan out, we are going to see. But my own opinion is the fact that on this issue, the presidency have their own take, the Benin people have their own take. But the fact is, now I'm giving different opinions here. The fact here is simple. Look at what's happening in Kwara State. The insecurity of Kwara, in my opinion, is enough. Let us leave the issue of Iyaloja first. Let's talk about the insecurity. That's what I'm thinking. No, Iyaloja or no Iyaloja, that's one side. Let's talk about the insecurity in Kwara State. Now, it is massive, and that's a very, very big problem. That insecurity in Kwara State, it has now gone beyond the roof. So the people of Kwara should be at the back of the minds of our leaders. Listen and listen good. When I see people arguing on X, talking about them, Iyaloja or no Iyaloja, I said, you're a Yoruba man, nothing concerns you with Benin culture. Let's talk about that insecurity in Kwara State. Sunday Igboho, I gave you that video yesterday. He was very angry, and he was telling the fact that look at what Kwara has become into. And he told the president, give me the authority. I can drive out the Fulani in the bush. Sunday Igboho made that statement. And I showed that video yesterday. He was very sure of himself. He said, give me the authority. I will drive them out. Now listen to me. Now I'm giving you different points now. This lovely time. So that insecurity should be at the front burner. Not talking about whether Iyaloja or Benin or no Iyaloja in Edo State. Edo State have their own particular culture. They have their own way of life. They have their own way of doing their thing. So I cannot really delve into that matter of Edo State. I cannot go into that. They have their own culture. They have way of doing their own thing. So you cannot delve into that. What we can say is about the fact that right now the high level of insecurity of Kwara State, that one is more disturbing. The people of Kwara State, and because these militias are not going anywhere. The militaries have made sure that lives of the indigenous people, in Igbomina, people are now taking they are packing their load, they are running away. In Igbomina, in Kwara State, people are packing their loads and they are now running away from their own God-given territory. Now, listen to me. God are giving them the land. Now, them get their land. They are now running away. So, listen to me. Anytime you see the Igbo people, whenever they say they don't like this president union, you say, oh, the Igbo people are rebels. No. With this president structure, how can the Igbo man be happy about what's happening in Nigeria? Look at the structure of Nigeria today. How do you want them to be happy about the structure in Nigeria? Especially now, it had affected the Igbo people earlier this year. In Afikpo, Ebonyi State, Eamefu, that was around July in Enugu State. Before Iyaloja in Benin State. So the militaries have been going around the country to destroy lives and properties of the indigenous people that own the land. They have been going left, right, and probably destroy. People that own the land are not even able to cultivate their crops, to plant in the season. They own the land. They cannot even plant crops in their own God-given land. Now, all these things I want to talk about. So, whether Iyaloja of Benin or Iyaloja of Edo State, let us leave that one aside. The people of Benin have their culture. Let them deal with how they do their thing. Let them get their culture. Let them deal the way possible best, the way they can manage their Iyaloja in that side. Because the Oba was saying that Iyeki, which is the market leader, is not a political institution. The Oba of Benin, and let me tell you, personally, I respect the Benin institution. I have a lot of respect for the Edo State Benin institution, because there is no controversy about who become king in Benin. You know, it is succession. Now listen to me. The first son, if the father meets ancestors, the first son become king. So there is no controversy. So they already know who their king is, and that's very, very good. But nowadays, the way kings are emerging, it's an eyesore. The way kings are emerging in Nigeria now is an eyesore. And you have kings that are now, they don't even know anything about being a king, acting like thugs everywhere. Listen, the way kings are emerging in Nigeria now is an eyesore. Even politicizing our traditional institution. Listen, the British who gave us independence, till today, they still respect their tradition. Listen, they still respect their kings. When the queen was alive, look at the respect massively for her. Today, the king is there. But in Nigeria, the politicians are trampling, or they seem to be trampling on a traditional institution. And that's very bad. So, the Oba of Benin, I respect him so much. I respect that man so much. Even the father. So that you will say, Oba Gatope, it's that's how they should say it. If you're a Benin man, if I'm correct, maybe you can, or if I'm wrong, maybe you can correct me here. Oba Gatope, he said that's how they should greet the king, Oba of Benin. So talking about Iyaloja in Benin, is nothing concern me there. It is Kwara State. Listen, that there's massive insecurity in Kwara. Let's talk about that one. Listen, that insecurity in Kwara at big now, it is reaching the peak in Kwara State. So we should face Kwara State and leave whatever happened in Benin and then get their culture. I cannot speak for them. I'm not from that side. So the people that own their tradition, let them do it the way possible best. they can do it. That is only because all this let's also listen to me. In Ogun State, Yoruba farmer killed a Fulani S-man. They say that by mistake and don't arrest him. He had been arrested on that. He said that by mistake, but he had been arrested. And I said, now listen, why can't the S-men, I mean the other ones that are going to the bush farm, let them be arrested too? Abi, let them also be arrested. Let us know them. Another 2 ways. They too must be arrested. I've always maintained nobody should seem to be above the law in this country. Everybody must be subjected under the law. All Nigerians, nobody should seem to be above the law. Every Nigerian must be subjected under our law here. That is the thing. So let us not distract ourselves with the issue of Oba, because Oba has getted it to. Oba have told the president, I don't know be legal. So the way we do our things is different. And you are seeing back and forth the Yoruba and the Benin people. They are talking. I'm talking about what's happening on Twitter. Listen to me. The people now listen. They should now wise up and think for themselves. They must be wise enough to think for themselves. Listen, that the way things are currently are, the level of insecurity now is no longer acceptable. The level of insecurity as of today, the 3rd of October, today is Friday, Wednesday, October 1, Nigeria 65 years independence anniversary. And people are celebrating it. 65 years independence anniversary. And you saw massive celebrations across Nigeria. Listen to me. Well, now, I'm looking at different angles to this. I asked a question on that Independence Day. That is it worth celebrating? I asked you that question. Now, listen, that Independence Day, is it worth celebrating? Have we now? Shall I ask a question? That's his opinion. Now, have we truly gotten an independence in Nigeria? He asked that question. Now, is Nigeria a truly independent state? All these things are that vital questions, and they are a direct pointer. The people of Nigeria must think. So whatever happened, I don't know, be Lagos. That is their own place. Leave them with their culture. Let us talk about the present system of government in Nigeria. Let us have more on restructuring. A restructured nation. Let us talk more on union system of government. Let every region manage what God has given to them. That's what we talk about. Let's talk about that. Leave the people of Edo with their this thing. Let's talk about union system of government. Let's talk about that one. Leave that. Let's talk about the present level of insecurity. Let's talk about that one. And leave the matter of whether king or no king. It's their culture. They can any decide it. That's their problem. You cannot force your culture on me. Can't force it. So let people, let them decide how possible best they can govern themselves, how possible best they want things to go to the indigenous people of the land. What exactly now he has a right to contest, but what exactly did he lose at Aso Rock that he's looking for? Especially in the time of Southern Presidency. We are in the time of Southern Presidency. So the question must always be asked, what did you lose in Aso Rock? What are you looking for there? Nobody owns Nigeria. Nigeria belongs to every tribe, every region. And listen to me. Now, nobody owns this country. Nigeria belongs to every tribe, every language, and every region. Buhari was a Fulani man. After 8 years, he said he won't become president. Does it make sense? 8 years. Now, Fulani man, 8 years. He said he wants to come and become Nigerian president. Look at these things. Does it make sense? I've always, okay, don't comment on this. Let's have this conversation now. Why do you think the northern elite are afraid of restructuring? Drop your comment now. I'm looking at this from this angle here. Why do you think the North is always afraid of having a balanced and a restructure? Let me use what seem to be afraid of a balance and restructured Nigeria. Now, don't know how you are watching now. Why? Because this is a question. Let's ask ourselves. In your opinion, if you are watching me, why do you think that the North seem to be afraid of a balanced and restructured Nigeria? Now, let me know what you are thinking. Why do you think so? Or better say, why is this so? Nigeria is like a tripod, 3 legs. Wazobia, the Yoruba, the Hausa, and the Igbos. Everybody should have equal rights. But why does it seem that one is number 1, one is number 2, and one is number 3 in a country? These questions must be asked. Let's have a conversation on them. Remember, today, Friday, October 3rd, 2025. Let's have this conversation. Is the North above other regions in Nigeria? Let's have this conversation. And if they are above, why are they above other regions? Look at their state police now. I don't see them. There is Isba police till tomorrow in the North. Isba. There is Sharia court in the prominent state in northern Nigeria, but they have rejected state police. And these are one of the vital problems that we are having. The people cannot speak with one voice because they are not the same. That's the problem. No common language, so they cannot speak with one voice on a particular subject matter. Southern people are ready for the state police. Look at what's coming from the North. The Southern Nigeria say, okay, let's have state police. We are ready. Look at the Northern Nigeria. In a country, 2 different people. Now look at, now you have seen it. In a country, 2 different people. two different sets of people, two different ideology, two different thinking in a country. Now, all these things is what some of us have already been saying. Let us have probably another confab. Let us sit down and negotiate among the various ethnic